As you know, there are many tumbler tutorials we can do. But in today's video, we're going to work on the Geometric Tangram Tumbler. Now, in this video, we are going to go from the design process all the way to the finished product. So let's go. Hey y'all, it's Stephanie and welcome. If you're new to our channel or you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button down below. It's absolutely free. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any specific tumbler you want to see, leave it in the comment section down below and hit that like button because it would absolutely help the channel. Now without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so we have our tumbler and we prepped it with Rust-Oleum matte black. We are going to glitter it with this black onyx glitter. But first, the first process in the design is to measure the tumbler. So in order to get the measurements, we are going to take, this is a 20-ounce fatty, and it is the same top and bottom, so we don't have to worry about creating a differentiation. So we got about 11 and our 10 and 7/8 of an inch, and then from top to bottom we have about 7 inches. So let's go over to the computer and we will start designing. Alright, so we open Cricut and get a blank document. Then we want to go to images. And I know it's a tangram, but type in chevron, and then you want to look through all the patterns and see if you find one that you like. And I think I like this one right here, so we're going to insert that image. We're going to unlock it, and the width of it is going to be 10 and 7/8, which is 10.875. Okay, so we got that, and then the height is going to be 7 and 2/8, which is 7.25. So hit enter on that, and there is our pattern. So now we are going to make it. And we don't need to mirror it or anything. Continue, and we will okay, let our Cricut connect. Right, so it's connected. And we are going to go with a vinyl, and you're going to use a fine point blade. So let's go over to the Cricut and we'll get to cutting. Alright, so we got the material loaded on the mat and we're just using black vinyl. You can use whatever color. This isn't actually going to be shown on the cup. On the computer I know it showed pink, but we're using black. So we're going to load that in. Let it adjust and hit the flashing Cricut button. So we'll let that cut, and once it's done cutting, we'll be back. Okay. So it is finished. Now we're going to unload it, and we are going to peel it from the mat. After peeling it from the mat, we are going to go, and any little pieces that may have came up, we're going to put them back where they go. Not very many did, but you can see where the blade was like getting a little sleepy at the end. I'm gonna call it sleepy. Oh no, that was me. I did that one. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to move the Cricut. Okay, and we're going to grab our Cricut slicer. We are going to line our material up in here and get as close as possible without going overboard on either side. And we're going to slice that off. Alright. Now we are going to take off the outer lining, leaving everything else intact. And we are going to get our transfer tape and our scissors, and we are going to measure out how much we need. So and we will slice it there. We will take it to how much we need long ways. Okay, we need this whole piece. So now what we'll do is we will take our whole piece of transfer tape and go over our whole piece of vinyl. And you can use whatever scraping tool you have. I'm going to use the large Cricut one in this case. We'll set this to the side. Alright, so now we got some paper for our glitter to be on. We got our prep tumbler and our onyx glitter. So we're going to glitter this tumbler. Alright, so now what we'll do is we'll let this set, and once it's dry, we'll be back. It's done drying, so we're going to grab a piece of paper and put that down. And we're going to dust off all the extra glitter that we got on here. And since we did that coat underneath, we really don't have to do another coat unless we got any spots that need it. So let's look at it. That looks pretty good to me. So let's do the bottom. And now we'll epoxy it. So we'll be back once the epoxy's done curing and get on to the next step. So we got our tumbler here, our decal, and we're going to start by peeling off just a little bit so we can line this up on the tumbler. We are going to leave the extra pieces on there. When we get to the end, we got to lift up the front part of the opposite side. Just like that. We're trying to keep all the pieces in there. That way we don't lose track of where we are. Okay. So there we have it. Now we will put that on some backing paper just so we have it for later. So if you don't want this line here, or you want your lines to be thinner on the actual design, then you can make them thinner. This is just how I wanted to do this one. And this right here, if you want to avoid that, just epoxy it before you measure it and then print out your design. So now what we want to do is we are going to put a design inside the design. So to do that, I am going to grab my white. That is going to be our design on the inside of our other design. And I will show you how we will achieve that. We are going to get a piece of paper. And we're going to need our X-Acto knife. We're going to do the inside of the heart first. So we are going to take our blade and kind of make sure our line is there where our image is, because we're going to have to peel out this part before we continue on to the rest of it. So on the inside we are going to do a different pattern than we are on the outside, and we are going to be using pinks and purples. And 3 pinks. We got a rose gold, medium pink, dark pink, light purple, medium purple, and a dark purple. So these are what we're going to be using. Also be using some Mod Podge. So to start out with, we are going to start out with this side right here. And grab a weeding tool. We're going to take off this section right here. So we're going to start with the rose gold, light pink, pink, and then light purple, medium purple, dark purple, and then we'll continue on doing the heart. I won't do this line right here. I'll mark it off, and then I'll take off the heart piece, and then I'll see if I want to, because I may want to just do like a color right here, you know, and just do like chevron pattern up there, but I'm not sure quite yet, so we'll see what I want to do. But first we're going to start off with these right here. So I'm going to speed up this process so it goes a lot quicker. I'm also going to be using cups to pour it back into, so I'm not trying to pour it back into the bags. And then that way it's a lot quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and get these poured out, and then we'll get started. So. Alright, and then also before we go, you'll see me cutting each section off and pulling it, and then the reason why I'm doing that is so it don't pull up my Mod Podge and glitter. so we're gonna let that dry completely, and then we will be back to start on the rest of it. So we got our next color scheme out, and we're gonna be using greens and blues, and we are gonna be using that on the outside of the thing. But first, we're gonna take our brush and we're gonna make sure we dust off all the extras. So we're gonna start up here, just like we did before. And I cover my Mod Podge so it don't dry out on me. Alright, and so now you can see what we're doing. I'm just going through and filling them in and then sealing them. And then I'm also going to do the blue and green right through here and right through here. So I'm going to go and get the rest of the cup done, and I'll be back. Alright, so I just dropped in to show you this is where we're at. Okay, so here's what we got so far. As you can see, it's really cute. I still got a little bit of cleanup I have to do as soon as it completely dries, but I just finished this. It did take quite a while, but it's super cute. Once it's done drying, we'll be back, and we will go over how I clean up all the tackiness left over for the vinyl. So we're back, and I have some acetone here, and so we're just going to spread that a little bit out. We're going to take a Q-tip and fill it with acetone, and we are going to go in between here and get all the excess glitter and sticky. Alright, so there we have it. Now I will go in with the silver glitter, and we are going to outline this heart just to make it stand out a little bit more. Alright, so there is our tumbler. Now what we'll do is we'll give that about 6 hours to dry. We'll epoxy it, and once we're done epoxying it, we will be back to show you the final result. Alright, so there it is, the Geometric Tangram Tumbler Valentine's Edition. Now if I have one tip, it's don't go so deep with the razor knife. I did think that the epoxy was going to fill those, but it didn't, so just learn from my mistake, because these do take a long time. But other than that, it did turn out super cute, and I hope this gave you inspiration. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button down below, and until next time, have a great day. Bye.